Good to go. Okay, so good day. We have 2021 MacBook Pro 16 inches, no power, only 5 volts present on the motherboard. So what we did here was to follow the normal procedure on power problem solving, which is taking your readings from the DC in, from your DC in to your PP bus, from your PP bus to your power regulators and all the rest. So these are the steps we took on this motherboard. So now, first of all, we have no power on this motherboard. So what we did was to do first physical inspection. No physical damage was present on it. So that means the error is not from any muco around or stability or strongness of chips. So what we did next is to start our normal reading. Now the first reading is to get your schematic diagram. Now the schematic diagram first is what you need to identify or know all the ports and the functioning units on the motherboard. So from the table of contents, you have no power on this system. So what you are going to need first is to look for the power alliance. The power alliance is a collection of the powers built on this motherboard to make them function. We have the PP3, PP bus, PP5, PP1 and all the rest. There are many voltages that are meant to make a motherboard function. So now, since we are working on power, now you start on the power line, which is on page 135. Which is on page 135. Now, from the first reading, which is PP V bat, which is PPV battery allium. This is the first voltage, which is the 19 volts. DC in 19 volts, which is present. PP bus 12 volts, which is present. IC man V main, which is also present, which is PP3 V3AON. This voltage is present, but where we discover that is not present is PP5 VX2. This voltage here is missing on the motherboard. Now on the motherboard, it was giving us 0. On the motherboard, your meter was on continuity. So on the motherboard, it was giving us 0.00. The motherboard, it was giving us 0.00. So on the motherboard, it was giving us 0.00 before we now say, okay, since the error is coming from the PP5VX2, now you check on page 54 what is meant to produce this voltage. So the area you are going to be looking at is on page 54. Now you go to page 54. Page 54, this voltage 5 volts X2 is voltage regulator, low power option, which is 12 volts present, enable present to trigger the 5 volts generation on this motherboard. So now what we discovered is PPV in PS5X5. This voltage X2 is present, which is 12 volts. From here you'll see 25 volts, but it should be 12 volts, which is the PPV in on the chip. Now you are left with the P5VX2 TPX power enable. Now on this resistor, the voltage is triggering kind of up, down, unstable voltage. So what we did was to replace UC260. This is the main regulator itself, voltage regulator itself. So we removed the voltage regulator from the donor board we have here. This is the donor board. We remove it from here and we'll now fix it back here to this place. So now after that, we are able to now put the system to test. We're able to put the system to test Now we are now having 20 volts present, and 5 volts is now present on that particular line of power. 5 volts is now present on the line of power. You can see 5 volts is now present on the power. So automatically there is power present on this system now. So what we are going to do now is to couple fully and put the board to test and confirm all the ports before we do our final coupling. So keep watching. Guys, welcome back. So after fixing everything, we have a working system from the power line. The reason why I say we should couple the system is to confirm if there is charging line present on the system. So you can see here we have 4.41 19.20 volts present. So automatically the system charging unit is working very fine. Though we are having if you remove it, you see that we're having a caution sign on the battery. We're having a caution sign on the battery. So this simply means that the battery on the system needs replacement. So consider replacing the battery for the customer. But the power is soft and the system is back to life, information fully secured. So keep watching on our next upload. Thank you.